Welcome to the Fitness Business Podcast with your host, Justin Tamsett. With over 30 years in the fitness industry, JT is a globally recognised authority with a mission to lower healthcare costs worldwide by getting more people moving and moving more often in quality facilities with qualified professionals. Every episode, JT digs deep with our guests to bring you insights that will help you lead, innovate, and boost your bottom line. So let's dive in. Take it away, JT.
I have the best job in the industry. Well, I think so, as I get to visit gyms, studios, and facilities across the globe. I have the pleasure of speaking with owners and managers and team members from every type of fitness business on the planet. Could there be a better job? Oh yeah, there can be. Hosting your Fitness Business Podcast. Through all my experiences, I hear best practices for leading, managing and running fitness businesses of all sizes, especially for my Rex members, who are amazing business leaders, and I have a ringside seat to see what they do. I told you, it's a cracking job. In this first episode, I'm going to share 5 opportunities in your business that you might have forgotten about. In fact, you better make sure nobody's around while you're listening to today's episode, because I bet at some stage you're going to slap your forehead and shout, shit. That's what I guarantee in this first episode of Season 1 in version 3.0 of your Fitness Business Podcast. We have a brand new segment called 3 Minutes of Wise Words. This segment is an expert sharing their wisdom. We'll change up the theme from business operations and strategy to personal well-being and personal productivity. And our first guest is Alan Leach, the CEO of Westwood Clubs in Ireland. I saw Alan present the best presentation I have ever seen at IRSA on pricing. So I could not think of anyone better to share wise words with you today.
Hi, I'm Alan Leach, CEO for Westwood Clubs Ireland, 6 premium price fitness clubs with 41,000 members. I'm also an international sales trainer and keynote speaker on fitness business marketing. What does marketing truly mean? And why is pricing such a key factor in the profitability of your fitness business? According to marketing expert Philip Kotler, marketing is about delivering value to satisfy the needs of a target market at a profit. In the next 2 minutes, we'll focus on how pricing directly influences that value, and more importantly, how it can make or break your fitness business profitability. Profit is driven by 3 factors: the price we charge, multiplied by the number of units we sell, minus the cost of delivering our services. How do we increase profits? Research tells us that price is the strongest driver of our profitability. And unlike other marketing efforts, price increases require no upfront expenditure or investment. In fact, according to McKinsey & Company, a 1% increase in price can result in an 8% increase in your profits. What's more, Warren Buffett says that the single most important decision in evaluating a business is pricing power. Let's take a second to look at pricing changes and the impact it has on profits at a typical fitness club. This typical fitness club charges $50 a month. It has 5,000 members. Their income is $3 million per year. They make 20% profit, $600,000. Increase price by 5% to $52.50. Annual income increases by $150,000. If they maintain 5,000 members and costs stay the same, the entire $150,000 goes to their bottom line, and their profit has increased by 25%. Increase price from $50 to $54.99, and income increases by $300,000. Again, if they maintain 5,000 members and their costs stay the same, the $300,000 is pure profit. The 10% price increase results in a 50% increase in profit. Of course, the question is, will members be willing to pay the new prices? Research will say that willingness to pay a price is directly related to perceived value in the eyes of the consumer. However, trusting internal perceptions of what members actually value rather than information from your members themselves can be a fatal mistake. According to Peter Drucker, to fully understand perceived value, you must see your entire business through the eyes of your customer. So do your research and ask your members and clients what they truly value. Finally, value alone does little good unless you can communicate it successfully. How do we communicate value? Number one, know your customer. Know what your members want and your clients value. And then two, use every tool at your disposal to communicate that value. And most importantly, if you charge higher prices at your fitness business, invest in professional sales training and marketing. Here's my challenge for you. Start by increasing your prices by 5% and see what happens. Most pricing research shows that this won't significantly impact your sales. So take the leap. Raise your prices by 5%. You might just find yourself wondering why you didn't go the full 10%. If you'd like to contact me about sales training, pricing strategy, or marketing, remember my contact details are in the episode notes. Thank you.
I owned gyms in the 1990s, and I would more times than not forget all the good things we did. I'd get bored of all that working stuff, and I'd go looking for the next bright, shiny object. The reality, in every business, there are hidden treasures that we forgot about. And in this episode, I know I'm going to remind you of at least one of those hidden treasures in your business. After I've shared these hidden treasures, hang around right to the end because we've got a special guest, Taylor, who's going to share with you how you can add some serious income to your bottom line through advertising in your club. The income is staggering. The opportunities are endless. And don't let me forget to tell you who is coming up in episode 2. You won't believe who we've got lined up. And one final plug, if you're watching the video or you're seeing something on socials, today I'm wearing some Rex merch. Rex are great supporters of the podcast, so check out rexroundtables.com. And if you'd like me to wear your merch during an interview, then please contact me and I'll be happy to be your social influencer. So let's not muck around anymore. Let's rip in to 5 hidden treasures in your fitness business. All right, let's go. Idea number 1. I need you to audit your sales system. Now, I'm going out on a limb and I'm going to say I bet you don't have enough leads every month to make the sales you need. I would at least bet that you've got actually more leads per day or per week or per month that you currently have recorded in whatever system you use. How can I be so definitive on this? It's because we've tested this in Australia and in the United States. In fact, in July, KeepMe.ai published that they made 410 membership inquiries to North American gym operators. Now, here's what they found. 58% didn't reply to any email inquiries, and those that did took an average of 4 hours to reply. 61% did not respond to Facebook inquiries. Those that did took greater than 17 hours. 52% did not respond to Instagram inquiries. Those that did took an average of 37 hours to reply. In Australia, we have a company called Mystery Shopping for Fitness Businesses. And again, we see the same thing. We send emails or we leave messages on answering machines and people simply do not respond. So now before I get to a solution for you, because what's obviously happening is you are getting leads, but your system is letting you down. Before I help you with a solution, I just want to stick that knife in a little bit, twist it, add some salt, wriggle it around, i.e. create maximum amount of pain so that you realize what's happening in your business is a weakness. Some simple maths. If based on your conversion rates, you need 100 leads every week, let's say, and you're only hitting 80 leads, then you're going to up your marketing spend in order to get those 100 leads. Now, if each lead cost is $20 and you're 20 short, then you got to spend an extra $400 to get to those 100 leads. Now, that blows out to over $20,000 in a year. $20,000 in a year is a beautiful holiday for you. But instead, you're spending that $20,000 to help Mark Zuckerberg on his next holiday. Or you're paying your marketing agency's next holiday. All because we probably already have those leads. They're not recorded in our system. So for me, there's a 3-step solution here. Number 1 is you must audit your own processes through mystery shopping as an example. Just as Keep Me did, and just as mystery shopping for fitnessbusinesses.com.au does in Australia, have a mystery shopper inquire and see what happens in regard to what is said and what happens where things are recorded. Number 2, change the mindset of your staff. For years, we've always said when an incoming call comes in or an email comes in, we must get an appointment. It was rigid. We were strong in that. I want them to stop worrying about getting an appointment, because when they don't get an appointment, they don't record. So have them excited that we've actually got a lead. We've got a lead. Let's write this down. Let's know where it came from, because that provides me real data on where to spend my next marketing dollar. We're not going to waste a cent in marketing because we're going to track all of our leads. So change the mindset from appointments to marketing. And number 3, consistently train your team in personal sales skills and the in-house sales process. If you are mystery shopping your staff, the reports from the mystery shopping company will identify what staff have strengths and weaknesses and what areas can be improved. This means you no longer have to run generic sales training for your entire sales team, where more often than not, somebody in the room is thinking, this doesn't actually relate to me because I'm really good at this. However, in the mystery shopping, we identified that they weren't. So training can now be uber personalized with 45 minutes of specific targeted training. Training is also separated from the processes that we do in the club. So we've got 2 levels of training here: sales skills and sales processes. You can never lose a lead again with refining and auditing your system. And I guarantee you, there is hidden treasure in all the leads that you are missing. All right, idea number 2, refer friends and give members what they really want. Now, as a club owner, I ran promotion after promotion, giving everything away from TVs to barbecues, travel vouchers, cash vouchers, club merchandise, and nothing worked as well as giving away free membership. If you want referrals, build in a membership giveaway when people refer their friends. Now, Willie and Angel Banos from Gold's SoCal take this to an extreme with clickbait type headline: refer 3 friends and receive 3 years free. Now, I saw this in their club when I visited, and it certainly piqued my interest. I thought, every member is going to think, I've got 3 friends. 3 friends is a very achievable number for me to get, and the reward is huge. I love the fine print. So the fine print says all 3 members must join within 90 days of each other. This means every time you refer a new member, the clock's ticking. You got 90 days to get another 2. You also don't receive your free membership until all 3 have paid for 90 days of membership. I love the clickbait. I love the huge headline, the soundbite that jumps out. But of course, you may not want to go to that extreme. Perhaps 1 referral is 1 month, 2 referrals, 3 months, and 3 referrals is a year. This could be just as effective for you. It could be any variation to that for services like PT, whatever it looks like. It's the clickbait headline. It's the subsequent wow factor that blows your members away. Now, an ongoing, consistent referral program that you tell your members about regularly is in fact a hidden treasure. I think the true gold in the hidden treasure is the communication. It's the communication with the member who is referring. It's calling, it's emailing, it's texting to say, hey, John has just joined and you only need 2 more and you'll receive a free year of membership. It's an easy ongoing referral strategy. It actually gives you permission to contact your members, to communicate with your members with updates on their progress towards free membership. Worst case scenario, you just get to call them and give them a warm, fuzzy feeling between you and them. That is number 2. Here comes number 3. Know your retention length and then work on making that longer. At a recent US convention I was speaking at, I was talking to an owner and he told me he had 125% retention. I was like, wow, you know what word I put in there because I'm Australian. How the heck did you get to 125? How did you keep more people? Anyway, his answer, because my software told me. Now, our first issue, I think, in our industry is knowing the difference between retention and attrition. They're not opposites, and each measures different data in your business. And I turn to the expert, Dr. Paul Bedford, the retention guru, and he will be on a future show delivering some wise words for us. That'll be in episode 3. He defines retention as how long people stay and is actually measured in months. So now this number will absolutely be skewed if you've only been open 3 months or if you've been open 30 years and you've still got members that have been there with 30 years. So I like to focus on the length of the cancelled member. How long has that member who is cancelling been with us? And as Paul says, that's measured in months. You see, when I know how long a member has been with us before they cancel, I can then start to build strategies in because I can identify the friction points. So therefore, I can help them stay longer. I mean, imagine this for a moment. Imagine you have 100 members every month who would stay 1 month longer, where your dues were like $50 a month. That's an extra $5,000 a month that you're going to make. $60,000 a year. What would you be prepared to invest in order to make an extra $60,000 a year? So perhaps we should stop spending our energy on saving members when they're already coming in to cancel, but rather identifying when they hit this friction point in their usage habits. Can we iron that out? And can we start lengthening how long someone stays with us? And does this concept work? I can tell you it does from first-hand experience. One of my clubs, we had no contracts and our average length of a cancelled membership was 7 months. So we called every member on the 5th month anniversary with the goal to simply get them into the club for a chat. When they came in for a chat, we didn't give them anything away. There was no free PT. We were sitting down and talking to them about their goals, their aspirations, refocusing them on their habits to come to the club. And after 3 months, we'd increased that average length of stay to 8 months. We shifted the call then to a 6-month anniversary and started to see the trend again continue. So if you want to improve retention, i.e. how long people stay with you, what are you doing to encourage usage? Because when people use the club, they stay. You cannot rely on their own self-discipline. You've got to be proactive and you've got to support them in forming those habits. There is hidden treasure in having members stay longer with you. Idea number 4. Language warning coming up. If you give a shit, then really give a shit. Post-COVID, we told people they were essential to our success, to our productivity, indeed our profitability. But did they, and still do they, feel that they are essential to your business? Here is some data that may suggest otherwise. From August 22 to August 23, there'd been more strikes in the US than there had been in the last 20 years. A LinkedIn workplace study in 2023 found the number one reason on where to work was based on job fulfillment, but the close second was having a manager who cared. What we're predicting is that the most coveted skill for leaders in the future will be making your team members feel seen, feel heard, and feel valued. Let me say that again. Feel seen, feel heard, and feel valued. Your actions will show genuine care. I want you to self-reflect, and I want you to imagine there's no one around you as you listen to these next 3 points. And I want you to raise your hand if in the last 30 days you have cancelled a one-on-one with one of your team, showed up late or finished early that one-on-one meeting, or even offered your team member a get out of the meeting card with the statement something along the lines of, if you've got too much on, we can push our meeting back to next week. Raise your hand if you've done that in the last 30 days. See, the reality is roughly 2.5% of time at work is spent with the leader. And about 80% of that 2.5% is generally spent on updates or transactional topics. It's got nothing to do with how are you doing? How are you learning? How are you progressing? How much do you enjoy the job? And why does this happen? It's because we are hustling. We are so busy. We are hustle, hustle, hustle. So I want you to remember these 2 next statements, and I want you to tattoo them on your brain or on your forearm, amongst any other tattoos that you might have. Number 1 is I want you to understand that hurry and care cannot coexist. Number 2, time and attention is the currency of care. Let me say those 2 again so that you get your tattoo spelt correctly. Hurry and care cannot coexist. Time and attention are the currency of care. If you want a line of people wanting to work for you, including those who already do, then start caring about your team as humans first and team members second. With this simple flip, watch your business exponentially grow. Your hidden treasure here is the care factor you show your team. Idea number 5, don't waste the opportunity to be building wealth. Now, Mike Michalowicz in his book Profit First says the first person to be paid should be yourself. You need to be an expense line on a P&L. Start paying yourself first. Now, by the way, Mike was interviewed by us way back on show 24. Check the show notes for the link to that show. And if you've read his books or you know who he is and you think we should get him back on after 9 years, then please let me know. Slide into our DMs on socials or drop me an email. Now, too many owners I see pay themselves last. You need to budget your salary first and then build in all the other expenses. You don't live with the pressure of ownership not to be paid. Now, the same concept can work for team members to improve their own savings. Too many team members actually spend their salary and only save what is left. Teach them to change their thinking, put their savings away first, and then spend the balance. For a 21-year-old, saving $25 a week without any interest is going to accrue to about $1,300 by the end of the year. Now, for a 21-year-old, that's a lot of money. Now, I also see businesses carrying thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes, in their everyday bank account. Everyday bank accounts that give you cents in your interest. So no matter the size of your business, what is the minimum amount of money you actually need to hold in your working or your daily bank account? What do you need per day or per week? And whenever your account exceeds that, why don't you sweep that account and put it in a high yield account? This could be high yield for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, maybe even 6 months, depending upon how much money it is. But just sweeping that money out and putting it into a high yield account can start to produce you wealth. Excess cash in your bank accounts, business or personal, reduces your opportunity to build wealth. Take what you don't need every day and invest it appropriately. Start turning those cents of interest into dollars of interest. There's a hidden treasure here of money for you to build wealth. Now, in version 3.0 of the podcast, we're going to ask at the end of every interview, we're going to ask guests to give you a 90-day challenge. The idea is to turn the theory that you've just heard, we want to turn it into a meaningful step to enhance your business or develop you. So my 90-day challenge is for you to pick one of these 5 hidden treasures. Please don't try and pick all 5 because you're going to half-bake them. Focus on one. And over a 90-day period, focus on one of those 5 and it will have the greatest positive and immediate impact on your business. Simply pick one, build a timeline, research, plan, launch, and execute all within 90 days. And I bet if you spend 90 minutes a week working on one of these hidden treasures, that works out to about 18 hours. Over the 90 days, you'll have this hidden treasure absolutely nailed. So get after it.
Welcome to our 3-minute sponsors pitch on the Fitness Business Podcast. We spotlight a Rex Roundtable trusted supplier who provides innovative solutions to help you enhance your facility, boost member engagement, and increase profitability. Stay tuned to discover their suggested actions to elevate your fitness business to the next level.
Hello, Fitness Business Podcast. This is Taylor Watkins, co-founder and CEO of Digital Revenue Systems. For all my contact information, check the show notes. How much revenue do you make from the TVs at your club? You know, the ones showing ESPN, HGTV, and those 2 news channels that multiple members fight over every day? Instead of those channels, how about creating your club's own TV network? It's a network you control that has your logo, colors, fonts, and voice. It promotes your services, events, members, employees, and so much more. It becomes an additional communication tool that could help increase revenue and reduce costs like paper and ink. Your digital signage TV network enhances the vibe and experience at your club. Here's a little exercise I'd like you to do. Walk around your club. How much paper are you still using? Is it noticeable? Look at your front desk. It's the first thing members and prospects see when they come in. Is it littered with flyers, schedules, banners, brochures, business cards? Tour your club and check out the many opportunities you have to use your current TVs to connect with your members. Digital Revenue Systems works directly with you and your team to create a digital signage strategy that reflects your brand and goals. We are a white glove, simple digital signage platform that works with you from hardware procurement to installation, to creating and scheduling in-club content, and to even creating a passive revenue stream by selling advertising spots to local, regional, and national businesses. If you have any questions or are interested in learning more, please refer to my contact information in the show notes.
Thanks, Taylor. Make sure to check out other trusted suppliers for Rex Roundtables. Wellness spaces, delivering innovative recovery and wellness experiences. Solutions One, offering member engagement solutions for fitness businesses. eGym, providing digital fitness solutions and equipment. Now, you can find all of their contact details on this week's episode notes at fitnessbusinesspodcast.com. That almost brings us to the end because we are back with episode 1. It's now in your ears, and I'm keen to know what you think. The LinkedIn community is a great place to share your thoughts and tell us what you want from your fitness business podcast. Now, episode 2, dropping in a couple of weeks. I'll be chatting with Barry Elvish from Oz Active, Richard Betty from Exercise New Zealand, and Liz Clark from the Health and Fitness Association. These 3 CEOs and their respective boards are busting their humps to change government perception of our industry. Liz will in fact share that thanks to lobbying, they've saved some clubs in the United States $60,000 in an annual salary because the government wanted somebody in a gym to simply be there to take cancellations. You will not believe what governments want us to do. This show drops the 3rd of October. Your actionable steps from today's episode are simply to enhance your leadership, to drive innovation and boost profits. I want to hear about your wins, and so is everybody. So please share them. And before I wrap up, head to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com to subscribe to our exclusive show notes. These episode notes will be delivered to your inbox every 2 weeks. I'll also be sharing some tech platforms or apps to help your business other than the general industry CRMs. There'll be some YouTube clips that I've been watching, some books that I'm reading, and this is exclusive to the subscribers of our episode notes. So just go to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com/subscribe. Now, do you remember our sign-off? If it's your first time, thank you for joining us for your first episode. But if you've been here before and you've heard the sign-off, what I want you to do today is I want you to think about the deeper meaning of it. What we leave behind is not set in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. I'll catch you in 2 weeks.